Look, let's stop dancing around the truth and put the dead cat right on the table, because the global economy is currently being suffocated by political theater and academic mumbo-jumbo that ignores basic math. If you're sitting back thinking the current market stability is a permanent gift, you're not just being naive, you're being arrogant. And in this environment, complacency is exactly how you get wiped out. We are staring down a mountain of national debt that is growing at a rate the world has never seen, and the interest payments alone are becoming a black hole for our future growth. This isn't just a hurdle, it's a fiscal cliff we're racing toward while everyone is distracted by the latest headline. You cannot keep borrowing against a future that is already over-leveraged without the market eventually demanding its pound of flesh. And when that bill hits, it won't care about your political leanings or your social media followers. Tom Dow's. Right now, we are seeing a dangerous trend where institutional independence is being traded for political points, and we need to call it what it is, a direct threat to the American economy. If a bank is sued every time it makes a hard, data-driven decision about risk just because that decision isn't popular with the administration in power, the entire system begins to fracture. We operate on a foundation of rules and regulations, not on the whims of whoever is holding a microphone at a rally. When we move to close an account, it isn't a statement on someone's religion or their politics. It's a cold assessment of legal and regulatory exposure that the bank is simply not willing to carry. You cannot demand that the banking sector police the world's financial flows for bad actors and then turn around and try to bankrupt us when we actually do exactly what the law requires. It is meritless noise that distracts from the real work of building a resilient economy. And on the policy front, this talk of capping credit card interest rates at 10% is perhaps the most delusional idea I've heard in 40 years of banking. It's a populist slogan wrapped in an economic disaster. If you force a price cap that doesn't account for the massive risk of unsecured lending, you aren't helping the middle class. You are effectively deleting their access to capital. Banks are businesses, and if we are legally barred from pricing for the risk of a loan, we simply won't make the loan. You will push 80% of the population out of the light of regulated banking and straight into the shadows of predatory lenders who don't follow any rules at all. We need to stop making policy based on what sounds good in a 30-second ad and start looking at how these decisions actually ripple through the lives of real people. Tremendous. Then there is the reality of artificial intelligence, which is hitting the world at a parabolic speed that most leaders aren't even prepared to discuss honestly. This isn't just another gadget, it's a total industrial restructuring. At our firm, technology isn't a side project, it is the core of everything we do. But let's be brutally honest, because the people deserve the truth. AI is going to eliminate jobs, and it's going to do it fast. If you pretend your position is safe because you've done it the same way for 20 years, you're already obsolete. If we allow this technology to displace millions of workers without a massive, coordinated plan for retraining and relocation, we are inviting social collapse. This is where the private sector and the government have to stop the bickering and start building a bridge for the workforce, because you can't stop progress, but you can certainly keep it from burning down the neighborhood. Celine, we need that same level of blunt pragmatism when it comes to our borders and our global standing. A sovereign nation without a controlled border isn't a sovereign nation, but we also can't be so blind that we shut out the doctors, engineers, and researchers who keep us competitive against adversaries who are playing for keeps. When it comes to trade, broad brush tariffs are a blunt instrument that act as a hidden tax on every single American family. We should be surgical and tough when our national security is at stake, but we cannot retreat into a shell. A strong NATO and a unified Western Front are the only insurance policies we have against a world that is becoming more dangerous by the hour.